Alright, in this video I'm going to discuss a new product for the Mercedes-Benz. This is specifically for the 124 chassis that was built between 1986 and 1995. It is also applicable to the 201 chassis, the 190E, from 1985 to 1993. This will not fit the 124 chassis Cabriolet, the 93, 94, 95 Cabriolet. This is a auto-dimming mirror with a 3.5-inch internal screen used for a backup camera. It has no other functions. There's no buttons on the front of the unit. There's no Homelink or on-off function or anything like that. It's designed to replicate the OEM look of your original 124 mirror, except giving you one, auto-dimming of course, and two, the ability to display the output from a backup camera, which is not included. The wiring on this is a little bit more complicated than a standard 124 chassis auto-dimming mirror. You're going to have switch 12 volt power at ground, and you're going to have a wire to energize the display, and that wire takes a 12 volt input. Either you need to find the backup wire in the center console that's energized when you put your car in reverse, or tap into one of your reverse lights, left or right on your taillights, and run that wire up to the dash area and up into the headliner and connect it to the mirror. Either of those two sources would be appropriate to energize the backup screen. When the backup camera screen is on, auto dimming is disabled. The backup screen is a 3.5-inch color screen. It is designed specifically for use with backup cameras. It's not designed for anything else. And because of the way the design of this mirror is, if you had this in your car and you put your car in reverse, the backup screen would come on, showing you a picture of what's behind your car, and if you were to sit there with your car in reverse, the screen will display for 5 minutes. After the 5-minute mark, the screen will shut off. That's a safety mechanism built into the mirror to make sure that the mirror is used specifically for its intended purpose. The length of this mirror is approximately 10.5 inches, and it's about 2 3/4 inches high, roughly the same size as the other auto-dimming mirrors that I provide. The wiring that you see coming out of the top right here, there's a 4-connector Molex, and there's also a RCA, a female RCA cable to plug your backup camera into. I'm just going to rotate it just a bit. At this time, I'm not offering this mirror for the 123 or the 126 or the R107 chassis. This is strictly for the W124, W201 at this point. Now you can see this is the light sensor on the rear that detects the light input and dims the mirror accordingly. installation of this mirror is the same as the other mirrors. There does need to be a little bit of modification to the actual bracket that the mirror mounts into. That is a simple modification, and it is specifically to add clearance, because the wiring harness on this mirror is much bigger because there's more wires. There's the RCA signal cable for the camera, as well as the power and the ground and the turn on for the camera. So there's actually a lot more wires coming out the top of this bracket. This gives you a good idea of what the mirror looks like. I'm going to power up the mirror and give you a demonstration of the auto dimming function, as well as the backup screen. Alright, I'm going to demonstrate the auto dimming function of this mirror by covering up the rear sensor. The front sensor is still going to detect light, so it's going to think that there's headlights shining in through your rear window, and it's nighttime, and it's going to dim accordingly. And these newer style mirrors dim the mirror according to how much light is coming in. So if you have a little light coming in, it'll dim it a little. If it has a lot of light coming in, it'll dim it a lot. And you can see it undims fairly quickly once I remove my hand. And I'll do that demonstration one more time. Alright, next up I'm going to demonstrate the backup camera display. Okay, I've dimmed the lights just a little bit so you can actually see the screen without it getting too washed out. I don't actually have a automobile backup camera, one that has the backup grid on it. I have just a little pinhole camera that I use for testing, and obviously I'm holding it in my hand and I'm actually aiming it at the mirror, so you can kind of get an idea of what the picture looks like, and the size of the screen. So I'll aim it at the pen instead. The screen is not visible when it is turned off. This type of mirror uses a two-way translucent glass that allows the screen to only be seen when it's turned on. When it's turned off, you don't see the screen at all. And again, this is a USA made auto dimming mirror made by one of the largest mirror manufacturers in the world, that provide OEM mirrors for many automobile manufacturers. This mirror will ship with instructions on how to install it, as well as a wiring harness. And you can see when it shuts off, we don't see anything. And this will ship with a wiring harness specific for this mirror. The mirror does not ship with a camera or any related wiring for the camera. It's just the auto dimming mirror.